So it's graduation time. Very proud of my son. He graduated from Salve Regina University, cum laude. Very successful 4 years up there, fine school. Went to Oxford his junior year. He's on his way to grad school, and it was emotional for me to go up there, but very proud. That's all I can say. And I don't usually talk about my family and my kids. I don't do that, but boy, what an achievement. He's light years ahead of where I was at age 21. My God. So I'm listening to the speaker, who was a former speechwriter for Barack Obama. That's okay. It's Rhode Island. It's New England. I mean, come on. The guy graduated from Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, as I did. And his speech was fine. I mean, and be nice to everybody and compassionate. Yeah, okay. I had no beef with it. Some people thought it was a little left, and he was kind of signaling that we have to accept all the migrants all over the world, but I didn't take it that way. I thought it was going to a place where he was emphasizing to the graduate class that success isn't just making money, helping other people. That's what I thought his overall theme was, a good thing. Now, I would never, ever be invited to give a graduation commencement. I shouldn't say that, but it's because I'm so controversial. I mean, and if you were a college president, we'll bring O'Reilly in for our commencement address. You'd have hundreds of calls, people screaming, and I understand it's a nice day. Why do you want to inject that? You don't. Okay? So I don't mind. I'm not insulted. But I asked my producer to say, okay, give me a couple of graduation speeches from famous people that I can present to my YouTube audience, and then we'll analyze it, and then I'll give you what I would say if I were given a speech. Okay, the first one is Baseball Hall of Famer Derek Jeter, former New York Yankees, talking to the University of Michigan's grad class. Go.
Remember, goals and dreams can change, and they can evolve over time. That's okay. It's reasonable. The process shouldn't change. Make goals. Focus your energy and time on turning that new passion into reality. I continue to fail at my new passions, just like you will. I continue to learn from others who've been in your shoes. Continue to listen.
That's good advice, and I like the failure part because it's never a straight line, and you really have to be persistent, and you really have to have guts to, when you're knocked down, and get up. Because we all make mistakes, and we all, do things that don't work out, but you got to try and try hard. I like more specificity in my when I address you on YouTube, or when I address anybody in a live performance or live venue. I'm very specific, and I will get to that in a moment. So if I have any criticism of Derek Jeter's message, I like the message. It was that just hone it in a little more personal to these students. The second guy is Usher, the singer, musician, Emory University, May 12th this year. Go.
You may be passed on. Someone, for some reason, may not understand or feel the same as you do or share the same passion for your commitment. But if you can change your mindset, you can blaze a new trail within the system. The system didn't understand me, or rather it didn't know what to do with a student like me. They couldn't help me prepare for the future I would have.
Now, that's a little grim. It's true, and Usher is, reflecting his experience, but it's a little grim. So the system doesn't understand anybody, okay? The system provides opportunity if you do certain things. And that would be my theme to younger Americans, graduates, or just Americans in general, which is why I'm doing this YouTube bonus commentary today. So let's start with Bill O'Reilly and Barack Obama. How about that? So we live in the United States of America, and O'Reilly and Obama are different folks. As what was the song? Different strokes for different folks. But we have a lot in common. So Obama, no father, father splits. Horrible. Horrible for a baby boy, baby anybody, but boom. Mother's a hippie. Mother's flouncing around Indonesia, all over the place. He's raised primarily by grandparents in Honolulu, mixed race. Okay? Don't have a lot of guidance, takes drugs when he's younger, and this and that. But he gets wise. He wises up. And then, because he was mixed race, he gets opportunities because America does provide that, and it should. It absolutely should. And he winds up at Harvard, and he's on the law review, and then he graduates, and then he gets into local politics in Chicago, and he becomes a senator, and he becomes president for 2 terms. Phenomenal. What advantage did Barack Obama have growing up to do what he did? None. But he did it because there's something inside of him. And I've discussed this with President Obama. All right? And again, I don't see his political vision because I think it's entirely too much government. I'm a big self-reliance guy. But he and I just respectfully disagree on that. But I admire what he accomplished. Now I go to O'Reilly, okay, Levittown, New York. Working class, no money in the household, even though my father was college educated, military officer in World War II. Didn't have any money. And no motivation, really. I was a little thug. I admit it. I wrote a book called The Bold, Fresh Piece of Humanity, which is the nuns called me. Now, I did have parents, both in the home, discipline in the home, paid the extra money to send me to Catholic schools. Okay, I had that advantage over Barack Obama. No, I had that. I had the family intact. I had, hey, we're going to send this little thug, this Irish Catholic thug, to Catholic schools. Advantage O'Reilly. So I went through and I wised up, not quickly, but enough. I went abroad, started at the University of London, my 3rd year in college. I put my football career aside to do that. It was a big decision. Then I went to, I taught high school in a couple of years. Then I went back, got a master's in broadcast journalism from Boston University, and I started my career in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I worked my way up. And boy, it was tough. It was so hard. I can't tell you how hard it was. I moved 10 times in 15 years. I got to New York fast, 5 years, because I was a very aggressive reporter. And I made money for everybody I worked for. I did good work. And I worked hard. Single, didn't have a family. So I was able to really devote almost everything to the career. But I got to tell you, I could have used a couple of hands up. I got none. 0. I just kicked the door and kicked it in. Okay? Nobody giving me anything. But I was determined to be the best. Not the best that I could be, the best. Now, you can decide whether I reach that goal, but I will tell you, most successful cable news anchor in history, made more money for my corporation than any other human being has ever made in the media for their corporation, and the best-selling nonfiction author in the world. Okay, I'm bragging, but okay, I did it. Nobody helped me. I had a few mentors. I had people do me favors. But nobody said, hey, this O'Reilly, because I was obnoxious. I wasn't a sympathetic figure. Over here. Peter Jennings helped me at ABC, okay? And a few guys behind the scenes, but, I had to do it. And I did it based on 3 things. And this is what I look in the eye of any young person. You got to be honest. Can't be stealing, can't be lying, can't be gossiping, can't be doing any of this. Can't be taking drugs. Can't be getting drunk. You got to be honest. And you have to respect the talent that you were born with. Number 1, big. Work hard, you already know that. Okay? You got to work hard. And then when they kick you down, and they will, okay, you got to get up ferocious. And you then start. Now, as Usher said, and Jeter said, both of them, you may want to do something else. You got to be nimble. You see things and I could do that. Okay? You don't want to be undisciplined. You always want to be disciplined. Okay? But you don't have to go to a said, my mother used to go, you be a good lawyer. The last thing on earth I wanted to be was a lawyer. Okay, it's okay, Mom. I wanted action. I wanted to get into journalism, so see the world, 86 countries, cover the conflicts I have, okay? Get on TV. I was terrible on television for 5 years. I couldn't get relaxed. I couldn't get comfortable, okay? But I paid my dues out. Scranton, Dallas, Denver, Hartford, boom, boom, Portland, Oregon. And I got good. And I was fearless. Not everybody is fearless, and you can't really inject that. What you can inject, though, is when they knock you down, you get back up. Not just in the marketplace, but personal, too. Yeah, you grieve for a while, and you're angry for a while. It's normal. But you don't let those bastards beat you. Nope, you come back fast. Final thing. I could not have done any of this if I didn't live in America. Couldn't have done it in Britain, Sweden, Greece, Thailand. No way. Those societies do not offer the pathways to success that this country does. Okay? I recognized very early that. My parents were frightened because of the Depression that never left them, and they wouldn't take chances. I was daring. So I didn't want to be that. I wanted to, have options in life. And Obama will tell you the same thing. Nowhere on this planet could Barack Obama do what he did, except here. That's my message. All right? I hope you can get a hold of this commentary and steer people to it, young people to it. Get on the O'Reilly YouTube channel. And I hope they listen to it because it's the best advice they will get. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.